guys, it's Carly. I don't know if you can hear my offspring. He's in his bedroom kind of humming away. It's one of his favorite things to do. We are actually have another snow day. And by snow day, I think they mean the roads were icy this morning and we don't want to risk the lives of anybody trying to get to school. So, I had to take another day off of work. But I'm not complaining about that. I'm actually out of the closet today. I'm in my bed, so to speak. And you'll notice behind me I have my two very cluttered bookshelves. That's my Street Smarts bookshelf. That's my Book Smarts bookshelf. But that's really besides the point. This is a good setup. Ooh, sorry, it's a little jiggly. I'll try not to do that. So today I kind of wanted to, again, talk about body positivity. Yeah. It's actually very cold. Sorry, I'm going to cover up. Where was I going to go with this? I read something not that long ago. Well, let me back up. About 2 years ago, I joined Pinterest. And if you haven't joined Pinterest, oh my god, it's awesome. Join it. Actually, okay, don't join it. Do whatever you want. But, if you join, like me, sometimes you tend to get a little, what's what I'm looking for? Addicted. So, but there are worse things to be addicted to. Like, Pinterest. Anyway, about 2 years ago, I created a board on Pinterest, and I called it New Motivation. Around that time, I was, struggling with the emotional eating, the binge eating, really just trying to get a handle on just trying to get a handle on my emotions, so to speak. Still working on that, so that's always going to be a bit of a work in progress, but, I'm doing better than I was. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry, you guys. I'm very sorry. We're going to fix, there we go. But I'm doing a lot better than I was. But I was, scrolling through my board of New Motivation recently, and I found something that I wanted to share because it made me realize, I pinned it because I really liked what it had to say, but it makes a lot of sense for one of the things that I'm trying to do now, and what I'm trying to help, all of you out there with. This is not working. This is so obnoxious. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I think that's it. Anyway, I'll try to make this part as quick as possible. Anyway, I found this quote by Tigris Osborne, and it says, this is off of the adipositivity.com website, and it says, "Fat people who love themselves scare the shit out of people who don't love themselves. Even fat people who are trying to love themselves scare the shit out of people who can't do the same. We force people to have to look at why they hate their bodies because we are supposed to hate ours, and we don't. And sometimes they have no idea what to do with that. So they act like assholes." And that's true. I grew up in a home where, for lack of a better term, we were always on a diet. I mean, if the matriarch of the family was on a diet, then that meant we were all on a diet. So I grew up basically, always having a very unhealthy relationship with food. But on top of that, had it just been the food that was the unhealthy relationship, that might be something that I could have come to terms with. However, I also grew up in a home where it didn't matter, what kind of grades you made as long as you were pretty. And I know that sounds really, really, really bad. But, it's kind of true. We were never really, or at least I shouldn't say we, I don't want to put, my siblings in the same field if they don't feel that way. I was never, at least I felt, like I felt like my achievements academically didn't really matter. Like I have a learning disability. I have 3 actually. But I always kind of felt like I could use that as a defense mechanism, if not an escape mechanism. But the one thing that, I learned now as an adult was that I am very disheartened by the fact that my education, I felt, was never really taken quite so seriously by all the others around me. Now, I'm not going to lie, it was hard for me in school. School's always been a challenge. And, I was a music theater major. I was going to, go do shows, but, that never really came to fruition for me. And I don't know why. Actually, that's a big fat lie. I do know why. It's because I never actually went out and did it. But anyway, sorry, tangent, off topic. But what I was trying to get to is that, it's not the easiest thing to grow up in a house where, your example of how you should be as a person is mostly somebody who hates themselves. So even though I love my family, through thick and thin, I look back on that time and I realize that, nobody had a really good sense of who they were as people. And it's true, and because of that, me and my siblings, one of us is a workaholic, a shopaholic, one of us is a drug addict, and one of us is, has issues with food. Truth be told, I think we all have issues with food. Some of them are a little bit more in your face than others. But I tell this story to say this. If you are growing up in the same kind of way, like, your mother doesn't think very highly of herself and neither does your father, it's not, you don't have to save them because that's not your responsibility. You're the child. But don't let what they see in themselves be like painted onto you. Don't let their projection of themselves affect you emotionally or psychologically. Now, saying that is one thing, but actually doing it is another. It's taken me, what am I, 37 now? It's taken me probably close to, 30 years to finally realize that, I'm okay the way that I am. Now, the people that raised me are still, my people that raised me, but, my mom, whom I love and adore, she's still on a new diet every single week. And it hurts to see her like this. It hurts to see that, even at this stage of the game, even at her age, she still can't love herself the way that she is. And my mother is an amazing woman. I mean, if you look at what she has done, it is preposterous to think that me and my siblings have grown up the way that we did and have turned out as well as we did, considering that she got divorced before she turned 30. She had 3 children, and she moved on. She divorced my dad. My dad, he wasn't faithful, and this was the one thing I always really loved about my mom, specifically in that instance, is that she loved herself enough to know that she couldn't be with somebody who treated her disrespectfully like that. That's where my big amount of respect for my mother comes. but growing up with her was always, it was difficult. It was. I mean, she's the sweetest person you will ever meet in your entire life. She really is. But her low self-esteem, you know, is something that I always feel guilty about, not guilty about having, I feel guilty about working the way that I am and trying to be better. So I read that just a little bit ago about fat people who love themselves scare the shit out of people, and that's true. And I don't want that to be a scary thing for people. I think everybody should love themselves the way that they are. It's true. You know, if you are not in a healthy state of mind, then you're not going to be in a healthy state with your body ever. I just made that up, but that's a good point. You know, you kind of almost have to work on your mind before you can even get to your body. And you know, it's been hard, but I'm finally getting to the point where I realize that, you know, I'm enough. I'm enough. You know, I've been doing things in my life that are making a difference, and I'm working on myself, and I'm watching a lot of, you know, body positivity blogs, and I'm reading a lot of body positivity articles online, and it's not easy. It really isn't easy. Ooh, I got a text. I'll read that in a second. But anyway, love yourself for everything that you are. Love yourself because you know you're a good person, and know that you're enough. That's it from my bed, and I probably won't ever tape from here again because it's very jiggly. But anyway, I hope everybody has a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.